Well, thank you for attending today's presentation. It's one that logically makes sense to me since I've had this program for a number of years, but isn't one that initially seems logical to other people. But as you'll go through this presentation with me, the realtors who see this, I think you'll see the benefits. So my name is Rocky DeFrancesco. I'm an attorney, and I do lots of different things. So one of the things I've done in the past is written a couple different books on mortgages, one on how to pay it off quickly, which is what we'll talk about today, and one on how and why you should never pay off your mortgage, which is a different book for a different subject matter. But for today, we're going to talk about using the Home Equity Acceleration Plan as a value-added service for realtors, which is a huge market, and we'll talk about differentiating yourselves from other realtors and how to use this to get new clients, and that's really ultimately the goal. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip through this. So going to the second slide, hopefully. Oh, brother. It's a little slow. So new clients and referrals. Look, no matter what business you're in, what is your goal when you get up in the morning? It really should be, hey, I'd like to go find some new clients because new clients mean more revenue. So all realtors want more clients, and how do realtors today get clients? Well, we can argue, but let's say the best type of client is a referral because you did such a great job for somebody else. They sent you a new client to say, please work with this person. They're going to do a great job for you. We have Zillow, and I could have listed a bunch of other things besides Zillow, but no, Zillow is not cheap. So we have our free referrals, and we have our internet, we have our local trade magazines, our local papers, and so the question really is, what unique hook can a realtor use to generate new significant client referrals? And we think that the Home Equity Acceleration Plan is definitely one of those tools, and a tool that nobody else is using. So those realtors who embrace the use of this tool should be unique in their local marketplace and have a competitive advantage. So what is HEAP? Well, in a summary, it's simply a way to help homeowners pay off their mortgage 5, 10, 15 years early. And so when you talk about paying off your mortgage early, people immediately think of, oh, it's a biweekly plan. No, HEAP is not a biweekly plan. It's much more unique than that. And so sort of the sales pitch with HEAP, when you're talking about it with potential clients, is, look, it's a way to pay off your mortgage. It's not biweekly. It has no downside, no risk, and no cost if you get it from me. We'll talk about cost in a little bit later. So HEAP, it really allows people, and really the tagline I like to use is, it helps people use every available dollar every day to pay down mortgage debt. And if you asked your clients if they were using every available dollar every day to pay down mortgage debt, what would they tell you? Well, they might look at you with a quizzical look and say, I don't really understand that. But the answer is they're not. Nobody's using every available dollar every day to pay down your mortgage debt. The Home Equity Acceleration Plan is a way to do that, to more efficiently use your money. Now, what you should know, and many people who watch this presentation will already know, there are firms out there that are pitching a similar type of software program to HEAP that they're selling to consumers for $750, for $2,500, for $3,500. There's even a firm in Hawaii selling it for $4,000. The almost identical plan as the Home Equity Acceleration Plan. So you say to yourself, why? I wonder why that's happening. So if you could say to a client, and here's their sales pitch, hey, if I could show you a way to pay off your mortgage 10 years early and save $150,000 in mortgage interest, would you pay $2,500 or $3,500 for a software program to do that? And many people will say yes. What they don't know is that you don't need software to do this program. If a client reads my book, they can do it on their own. Now, software is helpful to an advisor and even potentially to a consumer to understand the numbers, to look at the numbers, but the software in and of itself doesn't do anything. So the reason that I created the Home Equity Acceleration Plan over 10 years ago is because I saw these scammers in the marketplace, and I wanted to write a book and to create a software program that we could use for free for consumers. So the idea with the realtor is that you're able to give a value add to a potential client for working with you of a software program that will help them pay off their mortgage and save them $50,000, $100,000 plus in mortgage interest, and you're able to give it to them for free, and you literally can point to others in the marketplace that they're going to get scammed out of by paying $2,500, $3,500, $100. So it's out there. You can tell them about the others and say, yeah, but if you get it from me, you get it for free. All you got to do is use me as your realtor. And then I say, talk about referrals. It's a great talking point. So I'm not only the realtor who can help you find the home of your dreams, but I'm the realtor who can save you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on your mortgage. And it's free. It won't cost you $2,500 or $3,500. So what is HEAP? So I'm going to, over the next few slides, I'm just going to explain what HEAP is. It's not the most intuitive program, although it is quite simple, which makes it even more outrageous that firms are charging $2,500 to $3,500 for software on this program. But to understand how HEAP works, you have to understand how mortgages work, which I'm sure everybody on the call does. So you pay your mortgage in arrears. So we accumulate mortgage interest throughout the month. We're charged that interest, and then we make a payment at the end of the month, and it pays down our principal and interest. Interest is charged daily on our homes. Not monthly. We pay it monthly, but it's literally charged daily. And if you have money in your checking account, most people with their checking accounts are earning zero or very close to zero. And even if you're earning 1 or 1 1/4 because you have some cool sweep account, it's taxable every year. So I just mentally think of it as zero. Believe me, your clients think of it as zero. So we have money sitting in our checking account, which isn't affected. So we have this money sitting in our checking account, and it's not earning us anything. And is there a better way to use that money? So that's what HEAP is about. So going to the next slide. So how does HEAP work? So everybody probably knows what a home equity line of credit is. Many of our clients take them out because they want to improve their home. They want to put in a new kitchen. They want to put in a new bathroom. So most people know what a home equity line of credit is. We're going to use a home equity line of credit in the home equity acceleration plan. We're going to do something very counterintuitive with it. We're going to take out a home equity line of credit, and then we're going to take the money and we're going to pay down the primary mortgage. Again, if you think about that really quickly, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to take out more debt, and I'm going to pay that debt. I'm going to take out that money. I'm going to pay down my primary balance. So the example I use very quickly is, if I had a $200,000 mortgage and I took out a $10,000 HELOC and I took the money and I paid down my primary mortgage, what does it look like? Now I have $190,000 on my primary mortgage and $10,000 on my HELOC. I still have $200,000 worth of debt. Why did I do this? I'll show you here in a minute. So once you take out your HELOC, you have another debt account. You're going to, instead of taking your checking, going to your checking account with your biweekly paycheck or however you get paid, instead of taking your paycheck and putting it into your checking account earning you zero, what are you going to do with it? You're going to pay down your home equity line of credit. And so what is that doing? Instead of putting the money in your checking account, which is going to earn you zero on a daily basis, you're going to pay down your home equity line of credit, which is going to do what? Use every available dollar every day to pay down mortgage debt. And so what we recommend clients do is we recommend, I'm not a Dave Ramsey fan whatsoever, but, talk about getting out of debt and not using credit cards. If you have clients who are financially stable and can budget themselves, we tell them to put all of their expenses on their credit card that they can. And then once a month, you will take a check out of your HELOC account and you will pay off your credit card. And then again, you will take your paychecks twice a month or whatever you do, and you will pay down your mortgage debt. In a couple slides, I'll show you exactly how this works, but that's pretty much the home equity acceleration plan. That's why you shouldn't pay $3,500 or $2,500 for software. You take out a home equity line of credit, you access it, you pay down your mortgage with it, you use your home equity line of credit as your checking account, meaning that you deposit your paycheck or your biweekly payments or whatever into your HELOC. Your HELOC slowly gets paid down because you're going to spend less than you make. And then when your HELOC account gets towards zero, you're going to access the HELOC account again, in my example, for $10,000, and you're going to pay down the primary mortgage. That is the home equity acceleration plan. And if you didn't fully understand everything I said, you're going to in the coming slides, because we're just going to go over a pretty simple example. I got another slide here. So again, this every dollar every day, earning money in checking out earns you zero. It's going to, how quickly somebody pays off the home equity line of credit will depend on their monthly quote-unquote surplus. So if I spend $2,000 a month, but I make $3,000 a month, I have a $1,000 surplus. That will start paying down your HELOC, whether it's $500 or $300 or $2,500. It doesn't matter because it happens automatically. That's the other really cool thing about the home equity acceleration plan. Once it's set up, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything special. You just go live your life and start using the HELOC as your checking account. But your typical client, depending on the size of the HELOC, they'll pay off the HELOC every 3, 6, 9 months. Other programs in the marketplace, they'll tell you that there's this optimal time to pay down your mortgage and to access your HELOC. It's utter nonsense to justify spending money on software because every month your expenses are going to be a little bit different, and it doesn't really matter for purposes of paying off your mortgage through these types of plan. So you can choose to aggressively use the home equity acceleration plan or not. It's really up to the client. They're in complete control, and because of that, there's really no risk. There's really no risk of using the plan. So if we go through a quick example, so I've got a $400,000 mortgage. If I borrow it out at 3.5%, and I have a monthly payment, again, it's going to be a 30-year mortgage, I'm going to have a monthly payment of about $1,796 a month. It's really depressing when you look at this as a first-time homeowner. Hey, of the $1,796, only $630 the first month is going towards principal. Like, you know, everybody gets totally depressed about looking at that, and then they see that $1,167 goes towards interest. Well, that's what happens when you get a mortgage. That's why people don't like their mortgage. That's why people want to pay it off. So if I fast forward 60 months, which is 5 years, which sounds like a long time, you would think that a lot more money is going to go towards principal. And as you see the numbers there, it's not. So you got only $748 going to principal, still over $1,000 going to interest. And so as you can see the chart there on the right, interest, the balance of the mortgage really doesn't start to get paid off until the last 10 or 15 years of the mortgage. So let's go ahead and keep that example. Now I'm going to assume that my client makes $6,600 a month, which, you know, when I say it really quickly, sounds like a lot, but it's not in today's money. It's only somebody making about $105,000 pre-tax in the 25% tax bracket. So I make $6,600 a month. I've got my $400,000 mortgage. I got my 3.5% interest rate, and I have my mortgage payment of $1,796. Let's assume I have other bills of $3,000 every month that are non-mortgage. What's my outlay? It's $4,796. What does that mean? It means I have a surplus of a couple of bucks, right? So once I have my surplus, what does that mean? Well, normally what do? I let it sit in my checking account, and if I let $1,804 grow in my checking account 2 or 3 months in a row, what am I usually going to figure out a way to do with that money? I'm usually going to figure out a way to spend it. Hey, there's that motorcycle I wanted to buy. Hey, I always wanted to have a wave runner. There's that boat I wanted. Well, it's easy to think about buying those things when you've got cash in your checking account. When you have the home equity acceleration plan, you're going to think of it as a debt account, because instead of writing a check out of your checking account, where are you writing a check out of? You're writing the check essentially out of your home equity line of credit, which is a debt account, which means you're going to be paying more daily interest on debt. So the home equity acceleration plan in general also changes the way people think about money, which is a good thing. So going to the next slide, let's go ahead and set up our home equity line of credit in this example. I'm going to take out a $25,000 line, but I'm only going to access $15,000 of it. And as you know, most home equity line of credits are slightly more than the mortgage rate, so I'm going to assume a 4% interest rate, so a little bit higher. I'm going to take my $15,000, and what am I going to do with it? I'm going to pay down my $400,000 mortgage to $385,000. I still have $400,000 worth of debt, and in fact, $15,000 of it is a little bit higher because the HELOC debt is a little bit higher. So now what do? I've got my paycheck of $3,300 twice a month. I'm going to put it towards my HELOC. At the end of the month, what am I going to do? I'm going to pay my other bills. So I'm going to pay my bills. Then what happens? I'm going to do this every month, and then we get a chart that looks just like this. So I've got my $15,000 balance there in the top center, and as you can see, I'm going to start to pay it off, $3,300, $3,300. Then I pay my bills. So I go from $8,400 back up to $13,000 and change. I deposit my check. I deposit my check. So after about 5 months, what did I do? Because I had this $1,804 surplus, after about 5 months, my HELOC was going to go to zero. What do I do at the end of that time period? I take out another $15,000 and I pay down my primary mortgage. That is the home equity acceleration plan. And whether the monthly surplus is $1,804 or $200 or $500, it doesn't matter. It happens automatically. You're using every available dollar every day to pay down debt, and it doesn't cost you anything. So this is why there's such power in the program and why scammers in the marketplace are getting away with charging $2,500, $3,500 for software, because this page looks really cool, as do the following ones. So I've already pretty much discussed what just happened. I paid off my HELOC within 15 months. When the HELOC got close to zero, I got another $15,000. It happened automatically. This gives you focus, it helps you, and it gives you discipline to accomplish these things. But here's the money slide. How much money did we save with this example? If you just paid your 30-year mortgage in my example, you'd pay $246,000 and change in interest, which is painful, which is why everybody hates their mortgage. Although, again, my other book says, well, you should never pay off low-interest debt, but that's for another time. So as budgeted with HEAP, you paid off your mortgage in 11.33 years. In interest, you paid 84, but you saved 161,000 and change in interest. This is how a scammer can go to a client and give them a 3-page printout with the next slide with this chart, which is one of the best marketing charts ever invented, and say to them, hey, the maroon bars is your 30-year mortgage, which you hate. If you just give me $2,500 or $3,500 for software, you could have the green bars and you could save $161,000 in interest. It only cost you $2,500, $3,500 for a software program. However, the realtors on this call are able to do what? Give this exact same program away to help a client implement this program for what? For nothing. You can give them the book. You can have somebody run the numbers for them, which I'll get to here in the next few slides. So the question I get sometimes is, hey, what if I don't stay on budget? You're never going to stay on budget. Your budget's going to be different every single month. So again, whether it's an 1804 surplus, whether there's no surplus, what if you had a medical bill, you might actually spend more during the particular month. You might go in a negative position for a month. That's life. The question is, do you want to use every available dollar every day to pay down mortgage debt? That's the only question that matters. If you do, no downside, no risk, and no cost to HEAP, you should be using HEAP. So what about other debt? Other firms in the marketplace pitching their software will say, well, this is also great because it can help you pay down credit card debt or student loan debt or auto loan debt or other debt. And the answer is, so can the home equity acceleration plan. And so the first debt you want to pay down is typically your credit card debt because it's 12%, 15%, 17% interest. And so where do you get the money to do that? You get the money to do that from home equity. So when you set up the home equity acceleration plan, if you had $8,000 in credit card debt and you took out a $15,000 HELOC, you would take the first $8,000 and you would pay off your credit card debts. You would take the remainder and put it towards your mortgage, and then you would just continue to use the home equity acceleration plan to pay down that HELOC. So this program can be used to pay off other debt. Although when we work with consumers, when they work with a HEAP certified advisor, we're going to have a really good discussion about good debt versus bad debt, and which ones should be aggressively paid off and which ones shouldn't. So that's just part of the process that we go through with clients. So getting to the HEAP concierge service for realtors, it's really simple and quite powerful. So you're, again, able to give away my book, which explains this, and you're able to run the illustration yourself, or you can work with a HEAP certified advisor so that your clients do not have to get ripped off and spend $2,500, $3,500, $4,000 for this. It's a service that you can get and give to your clients for free. Everybody loves free, right? And the concierge service for the realtors can be a free service as well, because we're out there trying to help as many people as we can with this. So what ultimately will typically happen is we want the realtor to be seen less as salespeople, which you are, of course. You're trying to sell homes. You're trying to help people buy homes. But we want you to see you as more in the trusted advisor role. Again, we're not just somebody who's looking to churn you really quickly to get a commission from you. We're really interested in your financial well-being, and for that, we're bringing the home equity acceleration plan to help you. And so branding, 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 marketing, marketing, marketing. You know, be known as a realtor, again, who not only helps them pay off, who helps them find their dream, the dream home, but helps them pay off their mortgage quickly. I would submit to you that the word will spread that you are a different realtor than what others in your marketplace are. So getting to the HEAP book, again, you're able to give this away in a free PDF download. Everybody likes to read things on their Kindle or their phone or their computer. That's great. The book retails for $24.95. You can go to Amazon and go get it for $24.95, or your clients can get it for free in a PDF format. You're going to get your own personal sign-up page. So what does that look like? It looks something like this. So this is something that you can put on your website, or we can just create a unique link that you can use without putting it on a website. We can actually host it for you in sort of a no-name address. But putting it on a website we would think would be a little better. But this is a landing page. It goes on the internet. It's something that you can give away. It could be on the bottom of your email signature where it says, hey, want to learn how to pay off your mortgage quickly? Click here. So you've got the book, you got a little messaging up there. You have some questions on what they're interested in, which I can't tell you in the drop downs. I can't show you on my PowerPoint here. And then we can have your name at the bottom as well. So just a great value add that you can offer. And then it comes with a free analysis. So if the client wants their 3-page printout with their picture of that great chart, the maroon and the green chart, they can work with a HEAP certified advisor who can run their numbers. The numbers can be run literally in a couple of minutes. Again, realtors can do this themselves if they'd like, or they can work with one of our team members who's been vetted and trained to do this. So to have their numbers run, we just have a really simple PDF that you can have them fill out, name, address, phone number, etc. And then just, if they answer these 7 questions, we can run their HEAP numbers literally in 2 minutes. So this is a form that we would give you. You would give it to your clients that wanted their numbers run, and then we would give them their awesome-looking chart to show them the benefit of working with you as a realtor and how much money they could save on their mortgage. Now, we do have a couple of other value-added tools. One of them is an online budgeting app. HEAP in and of itself is a budgeting app, but this is a little bit different. So most clients, when they're thinking of buying a house, they're doing budgeting. How much can I spend on a house? Where can I find my down payment? Can I pay for my monthly payment and my mortgage and my interest and all that good stuff? How do they know that? Well, they typically make themselves a budget, but usually the budget isn't very good. It's on paper, and it's not one that they can adjust. So we literally have an online budgeting app that you can give to your clients for free. A client goes to a sign-up page that can be on your website, and they put their first name, last name, email. Then they get access to an online budget app, and it's very detailed, which I don't have in the presentation today. What I have here today is the cash flow that it shows you for the client. And this is the cash flow over a 12-month period. And so when they first create their budget, it's a forecast budget. So they're going to forecast out what they think their budget is. If they are good at budgeting, what they'll do is once a month they'll go into the program and they'll actually put the real numbers in. And then after 12 months, they will have a real trailing 12-month budget that they can look at. But a nice value-added tool that you're able to bring to the table for your clients, because budgeting is something that is on their mind when they're buying houses. And then one of the other ones we have is this Debt Snowball app. So again, our clients have credit card debt, they have auto loans, they have student loans, and this is just a cool little app to help them play with their debt. And so again, I can't necessarily do it in my slide here, but on the middle right there it says high interest first. You can show them using high interest first, largest balance first, and when you change around the way that you pay them off, it's amazing for them to see how much quicker they can pay things off and how much interest they will save by changing the way that they pay their bills. So don't just send $50 to each one of your debts, that your credit cards, your student loan. It's simple and obvious, but people don't do it. Let's pay off your 17 interest rate credit card first and pay the minimum on the others. And then, but they can visualize how much that'll actually save them. Wow, I didn't know it's actually going to save me $2,500 in interest, $3,500 in interest, just by changing the way that I pay things. So to have this as another value-added tool for your clients, I think is nice. So creating momentum, what are you going to do different as a realtor over the next 12 to 24 months? Sure, you get your checkbook out and you get on TV and radio and all that good stuff. That costs money. This costs nothing. For you to instantly change your branding to be something different than what you typically are, and you may be the greatest realtor in the world, but you really want to be the greatest realtor in the world with another 50 clients. And so how do you get those 50 clients? How do you create that momentum? How do you get the buzz around town? How do you get your clients to tell other clients about you? It may not be just about how great you are as a realtor. It may be because they want you to help somebody with the Home Equity Acceleration Plan, a budgeting app, or the Debt Snowball. So we want to help you find new clients with this. We think this is a unique tool that realtors can use. And again, we want to make you be seen more as the trusted advisor versus just a salesperson, which, right or wrong, good or bad, was what a lot of people see realtors as. So how do you get started and what's the cost? There's no cost for realtors to use this offering. So how can that be? Well, because we have HEAP certified advisors that if you're not going to do the work, and you may not want to do the work because that's not necessarily what you do, You may not want to get into the business of helping clients with their mortgage and using HEAP. We have HEAP certified advisors who are willing to work with your clients because they also would like to start new relationships with clients on the things that they do, people like Sal. And Sal's in charge of this program for your firm as well. So how do you get started? How do you move forward? You can contact Sal. I've got his phone number and his email there. Again, Sal manages this program for realtors. So getting in contact with him, he can set you up with your landing page. We even have a custom brochure, which I didn't put in the presentation. So we have a really nice ball of wax for you to go to market, to change your branding a little bit, to enhance what you do, and hopefully get you more clients and additional revenue. So without further ado, that is the end of this presentation, and I guess we'll turn off the recording and take some questions.